Well, good morning. It's Grandpa Ricky, and I'm playing my moon harp. I went to the Esalen Institute once a long time ago, 30 years ago, I don't know. And I met one of my greatest teachers, Angela Zarian, and she told us, wake up in the morning and play an instrument. And she had one of these. Its name is also Catherine, a woman by the name of Catherine Fauve, who was an instrument maker in Pacifica. Touching soul. But she made me one. And I looked for her, and I can't find her in the internet or anywhere. I woke up this morning and I was filled with videos. and lo and behold, I knew I couldn't make the videos in my warm, comfy sleep. Because June was still asleep, so I came outside here. When you're old, you don't need as much sleep, but you do need a lot of rest. And so, hi, Marianne. My neighbor's just arrived, and she's taking our shopping list into the store. We're helping each other however we can during these times. I've been on staycation now for weeks. Haven't been out of the house. Haven't been close to physically to anybody except June. And I'm getting the hang of it, and I'm told I may have another 50 weeks. Thank you all, that is. I wake up in the morning and I try to be as grateful as I can for as much as I can. And to follow Viktor Frankl's advice and look for the good. Where's the good coming of all this? And what I want to talk about is a dream I had. And I hope something like this happens. And today's dream was born of the fact that so many of my friends are suffering and they're afraid to lose their businesses. And my friend Darren owns a bar, maybe more, I don't know. And my friend Lisa owns a food company providing lunches for big corporations, and they've sent their workers home. So her business is in trouble too. Thank you all, it is. And my friend Amma, she has a company that was saving food and waste and offering services to restaurants to deliver food, everything they needed for their operation. And her business has stopped. And she's worried, I bet. I haven't talked to her. I was talking to my friend Ilya, and we were consciously dreaming up another now, another here and now, another future. And we were saying, wouldn't it be nice if bars, local bars, can become food distribution places? And then my friend Kelsey and she and I are partners with, she does all the technical stuff for Grandpa Ricky. And we were dreaming, and she came up with an idea and then found out that somebody else had had the same idea. So we know she's on the right track. And the idea was that have a website and people could donate money to buy meals for frontline workers, garbage people or sanitary people and water people and electric people and most importantly, all the medical workers who are just working their butts off. And they're frightened too. And they see it. They see the people. And I was talking about the fact that I've been looking for home remedies, simple inventions that can get us through. As my father told me that my grandfather, who was in World War I, had told him that the soldiers and frontline workers were having gas attacks. They were poisoning each other with something called mustard gas. And it burned the lungs and blinded people and burned skin. And lots of times there weren't any gas masks, or the gas masks were all crapped out. And the men, the fighters, the frontline workers discovered that if they got a piece of their uniform or cloth or something and they peed in it and breathed through that and covered their faces with it, that protected them a little bit from the mustard gas. And lo and behold, I found online, here's some guy in Belgium or France or I don't know where, in Europe, wonderful looking guy, clear eyes, steady, kind. And he'd invented an iron lung, which substitutes for a respirator. And it was made out of a plastic barrel and some pieces of inner tube and a vacuum cleaner, a few other parts. You can probably find it on YouTube. That's where I found it. And his daughter was turning on a vacuum cleaner and sucking all the air out of this thing that he was sitting in, and then putting the vacuum cleaner, pulling it out, and that would force him to exhale, and then it would create a vacuum inside this barrel. And I thought, boy, that's the kind of ingenuity that's going to get us through this crazy time. It's not going to be governments. We have to. There aren't enough ventilators to go around. And then I started looking for masks, how to make a mask, and which ones were effective. And here's somebody again on YouTube. I saw this one on Huffington Post, and the guy had made a 4 or 5 layer filter with a sewing machine, and he made it out of high thread count cotton, and they're reusable, washable, And so I've been calling up and getting in touch with people who can sew and asking them to find this video and to start making masks and giving them out, especially to hospital workers. Because I hear some hospitals have run out of masks, and they've certainly run out of enough ventilators. So that kind of ingenuity. But here was the big thing. Here was this morning's gift that came from conversations with Ilya. Bars and restaurants can become centers where people can pick up food. They'd be paid, the owners of these organizations would be paid money to produce food and give it away. And people could donate meals to frontline workers. And I guess to anybody. And then Ilya and I were talking about, wouldn't it be great if we could have meals, attractive, good meals, from restaurants that Nahama's business is delivering food to, and maybe Nahama's business can carry the food to the distribution places, maybe carry food right to the hospital. And then people could take the meals and freeze them. And then Ilya and I started brainstorming and thought, wouldn't it be great if a lot of these meals could be freeze-dried? Because the electricity may go out, all the electric workers may get sick, and then bingo, no more electricity. And I live in Northern California, and I had to evacuate my home a couple of times now. And the electricity went out, and I lost all the frozen food that I have, and I'd love to have a freeze dryer. So I guess what I'm saying is I hope that people can get together and use the creativity to make websites to attract people to give meals to other people, or to help the meals be a reasonable cost. And then Nahama can rotate her workers and give them some work and certainly some food. And the same thing with Darren and with Lisa and my friend Anderson. Because there's a lot of good people, and we've got the model of Burning Man. I've never been to Burning Man. I got invited to the first ones at a beach in San Francisco, but I couldn't go. I was living in Toronto. And, we've got to start giving stuff away for free and looking around for ways to be useful to one another, like at a physical level, at a practical level, giving ourselves as a gift and having people give us gifts. It's an idea from the jungle that I learned. It's a Quechua word called Ayni. A-Y-N-I is how my friend Ailish spells it. And it's a way of giving good energy. Somebody gives me good energy, I give them good energy. Catherine Fauve gave me the moon harp. I gave her some money. It was a mutual gift. And I'm seeing this whole thing about, you work for me. Well, no, you work for me too. Because, you wouldn't be able to do what you're doing without me. And I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing without you. So what we're doing with one another is a gift. And money is just a simple way of keeping score of energy. I give you energy, you give me energy. If you give me money, then I've got potential to get something you haven't got to give me. But I think this is a golden opportunity to wake up and do things differently. And to think about, what I'm doing affects you. and what you're doing affects me. My friend Kevin in Hong Kong told me that everyone there that he knows are wearing masks to protect themselves, but also to protect the other people from whatever they've got. So we have the opportunity to dream up a different reality, like my friends in the Ecuadorian rainforest taught me, that we've got to change how we're dreaming. We're dreaming the wrong dream. We're dreaming the me dream, and we've got to dream the us dream. And the us is pretty big. It includes everything. So thanks for listening. I hope this has helped, and I hope you have a good day today. And look for the enjoyments, because when we're in fear, we look for the fear, the things that frighten us, and that tends to bring more things that frighten us. But if we can just, stay calm and keep on, as the British poster says, we can dream another dream, and that'll start happening. So I'm putting this little video out to maybe spark you in whatever city you're in to help your friends help each other, and let's share with what we've got. If you've got money, buy meals for people who are working and aren't getting paid, or are working even though they're in danger. I went around asking a lot of people for the last 3 months if they got enough shelter, if they got enough food, if they got enough clothing, if they got enough relaxation, if they got enough diversion, if they got enough for a little bit of savings, if they got enough for transportation, would they still come to work? And you know what? 90% of them said, yeah, I'd still come to work. And I'd say, why? And they'd say, well, I like the people I work with. I'd miss them. I'd get bored if I stayed at home. And now we can't get together like we used to. We've got to figure out new ways to get together. And Ilya was telling me how his daughter likes to go out and play soccer with her friends. And they all wear gloves, and I don't know if they wear masks, and they all stay 6 feet from one another, and I thought, oh, it's going to change the game of soccer. You won't be no body contact. It'll be pass or intercept. Non-contact soccer. That'll be kind of exciting, and so the kids rewash their gloves when they're finished, and we're learning new ways to keep safe. And old geezers like me, I'm trying to stay alive. I want to hit 100 because I'm seeing that maybe I can be useful by just talking and telling stories and reflecting. And I love lying in bed and just thinking about stuff, and then letting the pillow fairies come and talk to me and say, hey, what about this? What about this? Then it's a lot of fun. And sometimes I've got to, calm down my scaredy parts, the parts of me that are scared. And yeah, so good luck. What did Edward R. Murrow say? Good night, good luck, good day, and good luck, and that kind of stuff. And to all the people who are watching these, the people I know and the people I don't know, I really wish you well, and hope today is filled with miracles that you see. My friend Lauren Smith used to say, oh, there are miracles happening all the time, all the time. And then he'd look at me and said, but you white guys, you tend to look for the big miracles and you miss all the little ones. Anyway, I'm trying to see the little miracles and the big miracles, and then when I enjoy them and see them, then more of them come. So I live a miracle life. Everything in my life is a miracle, and I'm very grateful for it. So I hope you found this video useful, and I hope Kelsey can figure out what to call this one. And I'm gonna send a link around to Nahama and Darren and Lisa and some pals with a lot of money. They've got a lot of cash, and some of them are waiting to buy stuff cheap, which I think is, yeah, I could see what they're doing, but maybe now's the time to dip into the pool and to buy some stuff for other people. So if you can, pass this video on. It would be really lovely if this kind of thinking permeated other cities around the world. So, hats off to you. Woo, it's cold here. Okay, please make your videos. I was telling my friend Jennifer, who was feeling kind of useless and locked up and frightened, and I said, for God's sakes, you're a great dancer. Go out in the park, put a mask on and some gloves, and just dance in the park. And if somebody sees you, great. And if they don't see you, maybe the trees will see you, and it'll cheer them up. Or the kids or the dogs or the grass she'd be on. But let's share who we are. And let's help each other be who we are and not try to take advantage of each other. Whew. And a special shout out to the politicians and to the leaders and to the executives of these big corporations, and it must be so hard for you trying to make the right decision and having the ideas that you have and trying to do something new and trying to do something useful. That's hard work. And then having other people not like your ideas and yelling and antagonism and all that kind of stuff. But, you know, we have the capacity to do the right thing. We just have to figure out, well, is this good for people right now? Is this good for people in the future? My God, this is 22 minutes. Okay, thank you very much. And make your videos. What you're thinking and what you're doing and what you're dreaming is so important. You got to do it up more on purpose now, okay? Thanks. Bye.